Hey everybody, Shane here, Shoebox Legends. Thanks for stopping by the channel today for a rummage through the Wilson certified cheese box that you see in front of you. If you've never caught one of these before, it's pretty simple. These are basically pickups that I made on COMC.com that are backlogged in here, waiting to be sorted and put away in my collection proper. And so we're just gonna rummage through this box for about 10 minutes and see what we pull out of here. And we start with just a common Topps Chrome refractor of Miggy Cabrera. Shout out to Lisa Z, who I know watches a lot of my videos and is a big Cabrera fan. But I love the 2015 Topps Chrome design. And this is a great batting image here of the now retired 3000 hit club slugger, Miggy. And with these refractors, it's a little bit hard to tell with the plain refractor, but the refractive kind of shine goes into the bottom portion of the border here. You can see a little bit of the shine by my thumb, but it does not shine in the upper white portion of the border. And it's kind of a cool effect, maybe not coming across on video so well, but when you have them in hand, they look really, really nice. So cool Miggy there to start us off. Cheap card, that was 50 cents, I bet. And here's one that's kind of a team color match almost of sorts. It is a sunset card out of Upper Deck Allure featuring Sid the Kid, Sidney Crosby, having another great year on a bad team. No offense to Penguins fans, but they're having a rough go of it here. But individually, he just continues to perform at a premier level. I want to say he's like in his age 36 season right now, something like that. So hopefully he has a few more years left in the tank to continue to dazzle us. And I did a whole episode recently on Crosby, Yager, and Lemieux and kind of how impressed I am with that trio of Penguins greats. So cool to add another card there of Crosby. Got two hockey cards in a row now with this 2015 Upper Deck Champs Leon Draisaitl. Now this is just a base card, but I picked it up because I love the clean look of the card. Champs kind of reminded me of like Allen and Ginter, but for hockey. Just that classy, really clean look on that old school cardboard stock. And this is an early career Leon Draisaitl card. I think this is actually a second year card, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of a cool one. Put Leon up here over on the side. Let's go in the oversized portion, and this is likely to be vintage baseball. And it is. We have this Wes Westrom of the New York Giants. This is prior to the transition to the West Coast for the Giants. This particular card is a 1954 Bowman. I really love this release. I love all the 50s Bowman releases, but this one is great as well. And also love the New York era Giants card. So great stadium backdrop on this. Take a look at the back. They have pretty memorable backs with that nameplate on the baseball bat and the card number on the ball. Just cool. This is probably like $1 or less. I'm kind of really slowly plotting my way through working on this set. I forget exactly where I'm at with it. I'd have to look at my my collection on the trading card database to know for sure, but wouldn't be surprised if I was at maybe like the halfway point with that, including a couple of big cards, but certainly a long way to go still on that front. Let's move over to the non-sport front, and how about a Norman Rockwell card? Raise your hand if you expected this one to come out of the cheese box. This is from the Topps American Heritage release that came out in 2009, and it's the Chrome version, Chrome parallel of the Norman Rockwell card. And these are serial numbered appropriately to 1776. So I have copy 1566 here, and just, I don't know, something really cool about getting a serial numbered card of a painter and someone who I guess in some respects is like an American icon as far as art goes. So just a cool card there. Another cheap, none of these pickups in this cheese box were expensive. That's one of the great things about COMC. There's just so much out there that you can pick up without breaking the bank. And sticking on the non-sport theme for a minute, here's a really cool card. I've shown these plenty of times. In fact, I showed the gold rainbow numbered to 50 version of this card just recently on the channel. This is the Darth Vader from 2017 Topps Star Wars High Tech. These are acetate cards with rainbow foil. Just really, really cool. These are among my favorite Star Wars cards that exist. period. I just think the acetate and rainbow foil technology on a science fiction based set is like cardboard perfection. So really big fan of these. And Darth Vader is not cheap, even in a base card like this. He goes for, a few bucks or more. This was a higher end release from 2015 through 2017 in the kind of the Star Wars portion of the hobby. I think you would only get a handful of cards in a hobby box for, $75 to $100. So not easy to find. Not a big print run on those. How about another refractor? We started with a Topps Chrome baseball refractor. Now we have this really nice team color match Giancarlo Stanton of the Miami Marlins here. Very obvious why I chose this one. I'm a sucker for team color match cards in general. And in this case, even that orange armband that he has makes this match even better. But I think of like green and orange refractors when I think of the Marlins. Not that I think of the Marlins often. I don't really collect many of them, but I do like Giancarlo Stanton. He's just a beast. When he's healthy, he can mash the ball like almost nobody else. And, he may or may not flirt with 500 career home runs. And I guess I haven't followed too closely, but as I understand it, he showed up to spring training this year in really, really good shape for the Yankees and hoping to have a season that puts him closer to that historic milestone. So another cheap but cool pickup there. Some nice shine and vintage today. And we got another shiny card. And I'll be honest, this is one that I would not really pick up nowadays. I probably bought this 4 or 5 years ago. Yes, it's been sitting around in the cheese box for that long. It's just a blue refractor from Bowman's Best of JD Martinez, who I like as a player, but I just don't collect JD to the point where I should be buying serial numbered refractors of his cards. The reason I do have this one is I bought it during my time as a Red Sox team collector, which I was for quite a few years in the hobby. Nowadays, I more consider myself just a collector of greats. Here's a cool Upper Deck canvas insert of Patrick Kane from the Chicago Blackhawks, and that great multi-exposure image that Upper Deck is known for. Showed the Connor McDavid version from the same canvas insert set with this same multiple exposure technology in a recent rummage, and now we have Pat Kane to go along with it. So cool card there. Let's go to the right portion of the box next. And another hockey card. Check out this speckled rainbow foil, Dougie Hamilton. Obvious reason that I went after this card. He is rocking the throwback Hartford Whalers uniform here. So some great Hartford Whalers shine. Obviously, they don't exist anymore. They are now the Carolina Hurricanes, but for a game or two each season, they will typically don the Hartford Whalers garb and hit the ice and play as the Whalers. And on the rare occasions where Upper Deck commemorates that with a hockey card or uses one of those photos on a hockey card, I am a total sucker for those cards. I miss the Whalers so much. I was a member of the Junior Whalers Club as a kid and a kid hockey player growing up in Connecticut, and my whole family were Hartford Whalers fans, so just a pretty cool card there. We got a top-loaded card here. I'm kind of curious what this is. I don't get too much in from COMC that's top-loaded. It looks like a second card came out by mistake as I was pulling this out, so we'll get to that in a second. But before we do, how about a nice Sidney Crosby for the second time in today's episode making an appearance, and this one is even greater because it is an Upper Deck Exclusives parallel. You can see that Exclusives nameplate there, and of course, as is the case every year, serial numbered to 100 copies. I love that mustard yellow uniform and helmet on this. I believe this is a 2020-21 Upper Deck card, and it's actually the same year Upper Deck as the Dougie Hamilton that we just looked at. You can see the design is a little bit different because they're two different parallels, but same overall design and same year of release. So this is an important card. I would love to eventually in my collecting lifetime work my way towards a complete career run of Sidney Crosby Sidney Crosby exclusive cards. I do have Ovechkin and McDavid complete runs intact up to and including the present year. But Sid the Kid, I've been a little bit behind on. You just can't go that hard on everybody. But I do have quite a few Crosbys, and I'd love to get there and cross the finish line on him at some point down the line. And then we'll finish with this one just because it came out of the box by accident. The St. Louis Browns card here from 2010 Topps. actually 2010 Topps Update. And this is likely an alternative variation card to card US 200 on the checklist. They would do these throwback variations back in the day. And of course, just kind of cool to get a modern day St. Louis Browns card, the franchise that those of us that collect, late 40s and early 50s baseball cards remember, but you don't hear mentioned too often in the hobby nowadays. So pretty cool card there on the 2010 Topps flagship design. And you know what? Let's pull another one here. Let's go into the oversized section again to close it out. And we're going to finish with a 1953 Topps, going back to vintage, my favorite vintage baseball set. And this is another one that I need towards that eventual set pursuit. Howie Judson of the Reds. Looks a little bit concerned here. Similar condition to what I try to go for with all these cards. Like, these aren't going to grade high, but they look nice and they present well to the naked eye. And I really, really dig this set, and was missing up until this point, pulling this card number 12, Howie Judson. So we'll put him up there in the background. And that is going to conclude today's rummage through the original Wilson Certified COMC cheese box. So I hope you saw a few cards that were of interest to you. I definitely value your time and appreciate you stopping by here. And I will be back in the very near future with some more sports card content here on the channel. Till then, keep enjoying the hobby, everybody. See ya.